All right, welcome everybody to another edition of WOR Now Racing League Night here. We got some BMW M8s here at Interlagos tonight. They're just finishing up their practice or their qualifying sessions here, so we'll let them finish up their final laps after qualifying, and we'll get into the race in the grid. Just a little technical difficulties here, Sudden. I still can't see the ticker on my screen, but I see it on the stream.
Well, that's messed up.
It's like I only am seeing your iRacing feed and not the full stream out of OBS.
I got it going on my... Wonder why. Oh, that ain't it.
I see the standings now.
Yeah. I'm seeing it. It's on my screen. Here.
Did you share just the iRacing feed or your whole screen?
Well, change windows. I got, oh, hold on.
Hey, there we go. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm glad you said that.
All right, everybody. Here we got everybody gridding up on the racetrack right now. Let everybody get up to the grid here. They get 2 minutes, get their cars out on the grid. Come check us out, wornoutracers.com. We have a road race here, the BMW M8 at Interlagos. Going tonight, we got 14 racers in the race tonight. I want to thank Sudden here for producing the race here, giving us all these great feeds to the race as we get started here. Don't forget, we are sponsored by Beef Jerky Unlimited and Carolina SimWorks, so please go visit beefjerkyunlimited.com for all your beef jerky needs. And also, if you're looking for a fantastic simulator for your racing sim, check out carolinasimworks.com. They're bringing out the M1 chassis, a very reasonably priced 80/20 rig, basically all aluminum, fantastic pieces to put your racing simulator on. So starting grid tonight, BC's on the pole, followed by E-Racer. Sunbitch is number 3, Stingray number 4, JT's in the 5th spot, followed by James Ayers in 6th. Pac-Man starting in the 7th spot, Trotter in the 8th spot, Frenchie starting 9th, and we got Mr. Smith in 10th. Icebags rolling off 11th with Richard Rev heading off 12th, Andy in 13th, with Sid starting 14th on the shotgun on the field.
Yeah, we got a good little field tonight.
Yes, we do. Great field today.
BC's pretty tough. He'll do pretty good if he don't make no mistakes. Cause he's got some tough guys behind him.
Yeah, I've been racing with BC last few nights trying to get some road course practice in, and I tell you what, I can't keep up. Him and old Ice Bags, they're tough to deal with on the road courses. They're got plenty of experience in the real cars, and they're bringing their real world racing experience here to the iRacing simulator tonight. And the field's getting stacked up here, getting ready for the green. See what happens when they come out of here. This is the front stretch. The pace car should be pulling off here, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm getting ready for the green flag. Oh, I lied. That's not the front stretch. Don't listen to me.
I don't know this course either, so I guess E-Racer got him some gas money tonight.
Yeah, E-Racer. Here we go. There's the pace car pulling off. What do we got coming down? BC's on the green. There's the green flag. Here we come. BC gets a good start on the field. E-Racer pulling in the second. It looks like some bitch is going to take the inside going into the corner number 1. See how things are shaking out. We got a little bit of too wide racing in the back of the field. BC is already putting a few car lengths on E-Racer here as they come down the stretch. There's Stingray rolling in there. We got a 4-car battle here. Oops, somebody is going to... Everybody checks up, gets in line as they go down in the corner here at Interlagos. That is corner 4, if I'm not mistaken. Going to be learning everybody's car colors here. Not used to these. I'm not used to these cars and the color scheme, so give me a little bit as I learn everybody as we go through the field. Got a good battle here for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Everybody's taking it easy at the moment, warming up their tires, make sure they got full traction as we head down, getting ready to complete lap number 1 on Interlagos tonight. Still have a good... Oh, it looks like E-Racer is catching up to BC here up the lead. Coming down to the end of lap number 1, heading down into corner number 1 on lap number 2. Tonight we have a 30-minute race. And what that means is they're going to run 30 minutes. And when the 30-minute timer runs out... BC way overshoots corner number 1. They're coming in there. E-Racer takes the lead. BC enters pretty safely on the corner. He's going to fall back to probably 5th spot here by the time they get out of corner 2.
Yeah,
so E-Racer.
E-Racer was putting some pressure on him, made him just lock the front wheels up.
Yeah, E-Racer, he was on the binders pretty hard there. I first noticed him smoking the tires before I noticed BC was off. We had a lot of cars off the main racing surface there as they went through corner 4. Now we got a 5-car battle here for 3rd place. That's 2nd place now since E-Racer's out all by himself. I forget it's not a 2-car pack up front. We got Stingray. It's going to get hard. They changed his name to Stingray. That's the other Sheldon.
Oh, that's Sheldon, ain't it? That's right, yeah. Stingray.
Everybody was confusing. I'm Sheldon. He's Sheldon in the blue and red car there, and they gave him the nickname of Stingray now.
Yeah,
so
I got
it. Back to only one Sheldon in the league.
I got to get used to that Stingray. I was like, who the hell's Stingray?
Yeah, that's Sheldon Rosenbaum there, making it 3 wide. Gets a good run off of corner 7 or 8. I can't remember which one that it is. I'm going to be saying that a lot tonight. I don't remember. As they start to cross the start-finish line here, and they hit 4 wide. There's 4 cars heading down here into corner 1, battling for the 2nd place spot. 6th and 7th are not too far behind. E-Racer's out for a Sunday cruise right now, while the rest of these guys battle for position 2nd through 7th here, lined up nose to tail, racing down on the short chute. Surprised we don't see Trotter creeping up on this field as of yet, but BC's making some moves. He's back up into 4th spot here. I don't know who the pink and yellow car is.
That's JT.
It's JT.
Yeah.
JT up to 2nd spot.
Yeah. JT's a good road course racer. And he's learning ovals, but he's a better road course racer than he is. We got 2 sideways.
BC gets under Stingray there and gets into the left rear quarter panel of Stingray, and they both spun around. Hopefully they get her straightened out and get back up into the mix here. Now we got looking at there's JT, followed by
James Ayers and Sumbitch.
It's Ayers and Sumbitch there in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, getting a little stretched out here as they come down and finish a lap number 4.
They will have to make one pit stop here.
We got Ayers runs her in a little deep into 1, locks her up, goes off into the runoff area. He'll pull back in here. Oh, don't hit Rev.
Don't hit the Rev. Watch out, Rev. There you go.
Yeah, and is that BC there right on Ayers' tail?
Yeah.
It looks like BC coming back from his spin with Stingray. Gonna see if he can get by there. That's Pac-Man in the mostly black car there. Okay.
Yeah.
The purple rims.
Yeah, number 4.
Put that to our memory. We got somebody. Andy.
Miller.
Andy, all kinds of sideways. I'm guessing he was coming in that corner and probably locked the left front up and spun around. Looks like he's lost his hood. He must have got some inside wall as he was spinning around there. JT's starting to put some distance between him and the third and 4th place cars.
Some bitch in the 52.
See, we got Rev
you got Rev, Ice Bags, and Stingray.
Oh, I mean, I'm not used to Ice Bags not being in some Miller Lite, Budweiser, Skoal car. It's kind of unusual to see him in I guess that's a Jägermeister car. Should have known better.
And then there you got Trotter in that gold color car.
Yeah, Trotter, you always know when Trotter's around. He's always in the... Ice Bags cuts off.
Rev!
But they go for a spin.
Woo!
We got some rough racing going on here at the start of the race here. We got plenty of laps to go, and these guys are all racing hard to get around in these BMWs. Oh, looks like Ice Bags reset.
Yeah, Stormy, Rev, he's trying to get it going.
Now we got JT up there, still running in 2nd spot. With Sumbitch is running there in 3rd. And
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man is in 4th. I told you, it'd take me a while to get used to this.
Yeah, Fritchie 5th.
Got a good little battle here with E-Racer checking out at the front with BC overshooting that corner 1 there, going into lap number 2. We are currently on lap number 5. That means we are getting close to a quarter of the way through the race tonight.
I wonder if I can change that to time. I don't know. Let me see.
It'd be interesting to know where we are on time as we go through this, but we got a good little battle here. See if some bitch still pulls through here in 3rd spot with JT out front, and Pac-Man running there in 4th spot. Best action on the track right now is everybody settling into the groove of the racetrack, getting the feel for their cars. Now it's time to start worrying about tire wear and making sure that you're not abusing your tires. So as we get down with 10 and 5 minutes to go in the race, there's still some meat left on those tires as you're trying to push it and get those last couple spots of the race. Frenchie, he's pulling around there in 5th spot. He's kind of hanging out with the back of these guys, trying to keep them up. And Evan right behind them in 6th, trying to catch up to this little pack here, pushing through.
We'll go check out the leader and see what he's doing.
That sounds great. See how Ethan's doing on his Sunday cruise. Oh, I shouldn't say that because he's putting time on everybody right now. He's still running pretty hard. There he is, just crossing the start-finish line, heading towards corner number 1. Nice and safe through there. I'm sure after lap number 2, when he pushed her a little tough, he's probably a little bit more smooth running on the brakes there, getting into corner 1 and out of corner 2.
Yeah, he's got over a 10-second lead on JT right now.
Yeah,
so he's all by himself.
JT looks from the ticker that's going by, it looks like he's holding fairly constant, losing a little bit of time, but E-Racer, he's on a rail and has got this rolling pretty well in his hand. So we're going to stick back here with 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and 6th, who are all together. You know, got a couple car lengths between each one. So waiting for somebody to try to drive her in there deep and see if they can get a position from the guy in front of them. Oh, some bitch got a little loose there, turning through that corner.
Yeah. Earlier, they had an update on iRacing, and some bit said that they have really changed the car a lot. So.
Yeah, I noticed that today when I logged in to see what race they were running tonight. I was looking to see which track we'd be announcing today. I was hoping it was something I was more familiar with, but to get in and check the status of our races, I had to do some updating. I haven't had a chance to check any of it out, but we did have a sizable upgrade, and quite a few vehicles got an upgrade and some tracks that got an upgrade today. So that's kudos to iRacing for making sure that they're trying to stay with the times and make sure the cars are as realistic as possible. They do a really good job of keeping up with changes that are coming with the cars and getting ready for the new season for everybody in the GTE classes and NASCAR, and trying to stay up with the rules so it's as real as possible. Getting Pac-Man starting to reel some bitch in here. See if he can get a run on some bitch and get by him or not. Some bitch got a nice little run there through the couple corners, a couple right-handers there into the 3rd right-hander, and now into the sweeping left-hand corner. Don't forget, go ahead to beefjerkyunlimited.com, get yourself some beef jerky from our sponsor, Tommy D. He does right by us and races with us a lot as we go through the season. And don't forget, Carolina SimWorks, there for any of your simulator needs. You need a wheel, a rig, you need a platform, whatever. You head out, talk to Casey, he will hook you up and get you what you need. Here's our buddy Frenchie here, rolling down the track in 5th spot. Just kind of hanging out. We need him to make some ground on those guys in front of him. BC, he's trying to reel everybody in from his early spin. We'll see if he can get back
Smith up. On him.
Yeah, Evans hanging in there in that pretty flashy colored car there. We got all kinds of fun there. Followed there's errors after his super cooking it into one a few laps ago, where he turned that sucker around in the runoff area. And here's our buddy Trotter, always in the gold car. Guarantee you, if Trotter's running in a race around me, I'm gonna have a dent in my rear bumper, because that guy
exactly
sure
right.
He likes to make sure I know that he's there. Here's the other Sheldon, Stingray, running in 10th, trying to recover from BC getting into him. And here's Andy, hoodless, waiting for that first fuel stop where he can get some repair on his car. And there's our buddy Sid the third. He's the DJ of the band Slipknot. make sure you go check out Slipknot. Give Sid a thumbs up for what those guys do and everything, hanging out with us here and Worn Out Racers. Good old boy Rev, he runs around here. He's makes sure that we all stay in check. Don't want to wreck Richard. He'll put you in his book. You'll never forget.
I've been in there many a times. I think Icebag's in the pits, or he disconnected.
Yeah, looks like Icebag's had enough for the night. The guys out west. Dinner time for them. Probably time to go and have dinner and come back on a little bit later. Let's see, what's E-Racer doing up front? What's his lead look like here? We'll wait for the ticker to scroll on by and we can see how E-Racer is doing at the front of this field. So you better talk to his painter guy. I think I know who paints his cars. He might need he might
need a new paint job on there.
Yeah, I think we need to get his painter involved here and get his paint job on there. E-Racer has most of his cars painted just like his real life car, and they look real good. Mr. Izzo does a great job painting those things up, making it look just like it is. JT is holding pretty steady here, still under 11 seconds. So there's it's a good job by JT hanging tough. Now it's going to come down to what does JT and the team do, and everybody in these cars do when it comes to pit stops, or they need to get fuel. Oh, I don't know who that was off the track, but it looked like Frenchie.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Is that Ayers going by Evans here? It looks like Ayers is going by Evans. Coming down the front stretch here as they finish lap number 10 on to lap number 11. Oh. Through the S's. Yeah, it looks like Ayers has got that spot pretty locked up. See if he can go up and catch that group of cars in front of him. Oh, Evans looking out now. He thinks better of it. Tucks back inside to get through the corner. Interlagos is a pretty high-speed track. You got to keep your momentum up. It's not one you can turn. You can get on the brakes hard, get inside somebody, and then power off the corner. It's a pretty high-momentum racetrack. Got to keep the momentum up. Can't do any of those heavy braking and try to power off the corner. It's just not, the track is not made like that. A lot of sweeping, lightly banked corners to keep the momentum up for these cars. God, those BMWs are good-looking race cars. They look like they're overall holding the track pretty well. They're carrying a lot of speed through these corners. It's a good-looking race car. JT is just keeping pace here with the Sunbitch and Pac-Man right behind him. Not losing sight of each other. Nobody's letting anybody get out to a big lead or anything like that. We got to be coming up pretty close to halfway through this race tonight. You guys are playing pretty well with each other. Had some.
Looks like we got it. Might have about 2 minutes to go, I think. Because we've been live for 28 minutes. Okay, so
we're 3/4 of the race through because we went live and it was a 30-minute race. We had about 3 minutes of qualifying left and 2 minutes of grid, so we're probably about 7 or 8 minutes till the end of this race, so we're getting pretty close to 3/4 of the way done. Somewhere in that range. Oh, here we go. We got some bitches putting the pressure on JT. See what happens.
I thought they would have to make a pit stop tonight, but I don't guess they are.
I mean, you never know. I guess we'll find out if they're just going to keep running it out. E-Racer, JT has cut into his lead, not enough to reel him in, I think, before the end of the race. But
there they go. Let me see if I can't get a.
I wonder what we're going to have here. Is this going to be just a couple seconds of fuel, or is anybody going to change any tires? I would guess this is just going to be a quick fuel stop. We'll see what we got in the camera here. Some bitch hits his stop. Well, that's more than a couple seconds. That's a fuel-only stop. Got about 5 seconds of fuel in the car. Yep, that's about where they got, about 5 seconds. Trotters in there. They're all coming off pit road, rejoining the field. This track is one of my favorite of the road courses. Knowing me and my opinion of road courses, take it with a grain of salt. But this track has one of the favorable pit roads where you can get on and get off, and it's not too long, and it's a fairly easy straight on, straight off pit road. E-Racer, man, he could have been shutting his engine off. He might have been able to save fuel and run it on his own after the lead he got.
I don't think he's came in yet, has he?
No, he hasn't come in. Because he's put some cars a lap down. He put Sheldon or Stingray a lap down as he's right behind him. And I mean, that means Stingray came in for a pit, and that's Frenchie right there out in front of him.
Right.
So those guys both pit. I wonder, E-Racer's probably going to run this till his crew chief tells him he's out of gas and he needs to come in. I mean, E-Racer, he comes on every night, and he's got to make sure he takes his wife out to dinner at least a couple times a week so he gets gas money to come race with us here at Worn Out Racers.
Some bitch 31 seconds behind E-Racer now. That's a big lead right there.
Yeah, well, I mean, some bitch came out in front of Pac-Man, and some bitch came out in front of JT. So
right.
JT ran an extra lap in front of those guys, so some bitch and Pac-Man were better on pit road than JT was. So that'd be interesting to see if JT can get back by those guys, because they hung second, third, and fourth for the first 3 quarters of the race. Nobody really. They were pushing each other, but nobody made any passes. So let's see what E-Racer does right here. Is he going to go into pit road?
Yes. No.
It looks like he's going down pit road.
Ooh.
Yep.
Let's get her slowed down there, buddy.
Yeah. No reason to push it. With when the pit stop started, he had over a 10-second lead. He can lay off, come in here, get his 5 seconds of fuel. In the time he ran, he probably only needs 2 or 3 seconds of fuel to finish this race out.
Right.
1. Yep, about 5 seconds of fuel is what he took. Just going by when the camera moved, he comes out here and on the throttle and down the racetrack, and he'll be re-enter the track here out of this corner, out of corner 2. When the ticker comes back around, we'll see how he's doing compared to some bitch. Had a 10.5 second lead to JT when the pit stop started. Let's see how he did. He looked pretty safe going down pit road. I would expect him to be about 9.5 seconds in the lead when this all cycles back out.
Flawless race for E-Racer.
Yeah, he's got this down. He's been just running smooth. Had the one mistake he made, BC made a bigger one and let him go by. Yeah. Oh, he lost 6 seconds to some bitch over the course of the pit stops. But probably being smart, knew he had plenty of cushion, making sure he gets in there, gets enough fuel, and gets through it just like he wants to. Oh, it looks like JT went by. No, JT's still behind Pac-Man. I'm sorry. So JT is battling Pac-Man here for a podium spot. It looks like some bitch has got himself a pretty comfortable spot there in second in front of Pac-Man, but JT is going to be pushing Pac-Man for that for the podium spot. There's still no white flag up in the air, so at least one more lap after this one. Here we go.
Is this the last lap?
No white flag. No white flag yet. I was watching God, when NASCAR was broadcasting the iRacing events, I
Oh.
forget what they called the flagman. God, what they call him? Barney?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what they called him.
Yeah. Barney the flagman was not waving the white flag yet when they went by this last time. And my priorities are right, and I wasn't thinking, and my drink is empty.
You better go fill it up. But not till the races, though.
I'll get it after the race is done.
24. I'm showing on my live time in 24 minutes and 10 seconds. So,
okay.
I finally found it. I'm still learning this software too, so.
No, that's so 24. We've been live for 24 minutes. That means we got about, probably 7 or 8 minutes left of the race.
Yeah.
Sorry for all the bad math. We're race people, not mathematicians.
That's right.
JT's holding tough there with Pac-Man. These guys have been battling and worn out racers together for a long time, these two. Got a lot of grizzly old veterans of iRacing in the worn out racers. When I joined this crew, I thought I'd had lots of years in iRacing. I've reached almost my 11-year mark, and I swear about half the guys I race with like, oh, you've only been in iRacing for 10 years? I got that beat by a long ways.
Yeah, you've been in it longer than I've been in about 5-6 years.
Yeah, I mean, when I started sim racing, it was dirt track racing sprint cars. That's where I got my start in. I don't know if you can even call that sim racing. That was my love for dirt cars. And It was the first computer game that had dirt cars in it. So I raced the heck out of that. And I moved to St. Louis, and I always loved racing. Grew up, Indy 500, Daytona 500, all that was everything I grew up with. My dad, we went to the local dirt tracks. We did all this normal stuff. Oh, Frenchie looks like he gets a little wide going out of one here, and Stingray is going to put the move on him. Frenchie cost himself there a spot on the racetrack, but
yeah, he's running 10th right now.
Yeah, we're going to blame Stingray's 10th place position on BC tonight. So just remember, if you talk to BC Vaught, it's all his fault all the time. And it doesn't matter if that's tonight or any other night. Yeah. You can always blame it on BC.
Always.
But yeah, I was playing dirt track racing sprint cars. And I moved to St. Louis, and I started going to the races, and I got introduced to ARCA racing. It was one of those events that was earlier, before a NASCAR event at Gateway. And I was down in the pits, and I was talking to one of the ARCA officials, and I don't know how we got on the top of it, but he's like, hey man, let me give you this code. We were just notified that ARCA sponsored a sim racing game. And sure enough, that was right when ARCA Sim Racers was coming out. So I went out and bought a new G25 at the time and played that and that was the first like real simulator where you could like mess with the shocks and the springs and all that stuff. And I played that for a little while, and then I was racing some guys, and we were playing R Factor and all the other sims. Each sim had its things that were good. And they're like, hey, we're switching to iRacing. This is a new upcoming, Pappy guys are coming over to do iRacing. And I'm like, this sounds great. I hooked from day one.
Yeah, that's great.
Yep. I've been hooked since day one. Got plenty of hours playing this iRacing game. Here's JT. He's lost some ground on some bitch for that podium spot. And is that Trotter that's catching up to him behind him?
No, that's BC.
Oh, that's BC. Oh, BC is coming back.
Yeah.
He was
way back there.
Way back. BC he's up on the wheel. He wants to see if he can get himself back in the podium before the end of this race. Look at him go.
I think they got about 2 minutes left.
All right, so we got 2, maybe 3 laps as far as our calculations go with this race here. BC's got to gain about, that looks like about 4 or 5 seconds to get onto the podium in a couple laps. I don't know if he's got it into him, but it should be fun to watch.
Yeah.
He is using every inch of this racetrack. Lots of runoff area here at Interlagos to do things like that if you get out in trouble. Maybe not the fastest line around, but you can keep your foot in it and not lose anything if you do happen to overshoot the exit.
Right.
It's one of the hardest part being an oval racer when I get on these tracks in the cars, and you can see the curbs on the outside, and then you see that little rough section right outside the curb. Being an oval racer, you don't get off, like you got to stay on the main part of the track, otherwise you're never gonna do anything. On a road course, man, you see that rough edge outside the curb, man, that's where all the grip is. If you're not running out there, you're not going fast. And that is so hard for me to understand, to push the car and get into the throttle early enough to know that the exit of the corner is going to be there for you.
I'm thinking this next lap should be the last lap. When he comes across the line.
We'll see what happens here. He's got about 2 or 3 corners left of this lap, and he'll be heading down the front stretch there to catch the flag from Barney.
Some bitch cut that lead down to a little under 4 seconds.
He does.
Yeah.
He is. He's putting the pressure on. I mean, he's pulled away from Pac-Man as the same as Pac-Man's pulled away from JT.
Yeah.
It looks like BC is pretty much on the tailgate of JT at this point, so we'll see how those two lay it out as we get ready to, there's a checker.
Yeah, that was the checker flag.
Right here it is.
Yeah.
Checkered flag flies. We got E-Racer pulling out the victory tonight in the Worn Out Racers Thursday Night Road League.
Got some bitch run second. Pac-Man third, JT fourth, BC fifth.
Yeah. It was a good race tonight. Had a little bit of action early. Guys got in a groove and made it interesting, though, for some of the positions as we went through the night.
Pull some of them boys down. Let's talk to them.
They're going in here for their photo shoot as they going to line up and get their photos for the way we go for the evening. Yeah, let's see if we can pull E-Racer down for a quick chat. What's up, E-Racer? We pulled you down. Looked like you had a good race today. How'd it go for you? Ethan, you got a copy there, buddy? Fine, he doesn't want to talk to us. We won't talk to him either.
No.
User was moved out of your channel.
Can you hear me on game?
We'll see if some bitch wants to talk to us.
I heard him on game.
Hey, Sheldon, what's up, bud?
User was moved to your channel.
Hey, some bitch, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, we're up here in the booth. We were watching and announcing the race tonight. How it looks like you had a nice smooth run there. How was it for you?
It was a fun race. We had a little dicey stuff going on there early on. It was really kind of head-raising, but it turned into a nice race after that.
Yeah, you made quite a bit of ground on Ethan there in the pits. I thought you probably didn't have enough time to catch him, but you sure ate into his lead towards the end.
I know, it was killing me because I come out of pits, I thought, man, I made up a lot of time, and then I thought, I kept gaining just a little bit on him. I never could close that gap. He was we were too closely matched on at the end there.
Awesome. Well, good race tonight. Thanks for the show. We had fun watching you.
It was fun. Thanks, guys.
BC was really fast today, but I pressed him on that
We'll
first lap.
see.
And,
Might as well. We've tried to talk to
Sheldon, he's
threw it off the end of the track.
E-Racer's
Set me free, and I
talking
just
on
did that to the
iRacing.
Thanks, everybody. Join us on Worn Out Racers 40 and over. We have
Ethan,
great racing, guys.
You keep talking on iRacing. I can't hear you. You got to talk in TeamSpeak. Can you hear me?
Ethan, you got a copy? Don't guess he does.
We're trying to give the
Hold on,
fans
I know,
of
yeah,
Worn
I
Out
know.
Racing a chat
Let's
with
see.
the E-Racer, the winner of tonight's race, and he doesn't want to talk to us
The
in TeamSpeak.
boy can't figure out TeamSpeak.
You better ask your wife for some more gas money.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Yay!
Okay.
Way to go!
I had to fix it. Guys. I've been without power 24 hours, and so I didn't get to race Tuesday or Wednesday night. We were out of power, and then I had to go through the trouble, get my system all booted back up. But I guess I lost some TeamSpeak there. You got me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got you, man. How was that? We were watching you there at the beginning. We got the live stream going. Sudden and I have been announcing the race, and we were watching you push BC, and I see you light up the right front tires. You're going into one, and then I just see BC like bolt it. Didn't even come close to making the corner. I'm like, oh, here we go.
You know, BC and I had done a lot of racing together. The guy can really drive. He's good. But when I find myself behind him, he knows I'm there, and he likes to block me off. You know, with this track, the big run, get the draft. I had a draft on him. He did exactly what I knew he'd do, which is kind of close it off a little bit. And so I figured, okay, I'll just let him go long and see what happens. And even cold tires, even I lit up that front tire, but he lit them all up. He went off track and set me free. All I had to do was keep it steady until I got home.
Yeah, it was a good race. It was enjoyable to watch. We were watching you go down. We watched everybody pit a couple laps before you. And we're like, when's Ethan going to go in here? And I'm like, I hope he goes in there and is super safe when he goes on pit road at that 10-second lead.
Yeah, I saw I had a nice gap, and so I got to admit, you know, I just made sure I didn't make any mistakes. You got to recognize, you know, the status of the race. I saw I had a gap, didn't have any pressure. I like to pit later in the cycle so that I can run clean laps. Once I got behind Frenchie after his pit stop, then it was okay. Now it's time to pit, and I said, with the 10-second lead, if I botch pit road, I'm going to shoot myself. So I gave up a little time being safe about it. But in the end, I had enough gap. Some bitch was making some inroads, but I knew there wasn't enough laps. All I had to do was bring it home clean.
All right. Hey, you need to get a hold of your painter this week and have him do something about that car of yours.
You like this flashy car? It's kind of like it's a mix of a bunch of stuff. I just pulled it down. I can't paint, but Parmesan paints. John Izzo, he does paints for me, and I really enjoy it. This one just hasn't gotten painted because we don't race all the time, but at least it's a standout car, and you knew it was me on the track.
well, I had troubles recognizing you because we didn't have the flat black car with your red logos on the side. I was like, I gotta remember that's Ethan out there.
Yeah, this car's not painted like the rest of them, and I just, like I said, I had to earn some gas money before I could get behind the wheel. I was trying to fix the heater for my wife, so I didn't get much practice, and I certainly didn't get any time to paint the car.
Darn, y'all got heaters in California? I didn't think you needed
we need it. But we just went through a huge storm. I mean, we were without power for 24 hours. It's been raining cats and dogs out here. It's been nasty.
Well,
So,
you take care of her then.
I do. Hey, I really appreciate the interview for the win. It's exciting to get a Worn Out Racers victory. It's a great bunch of guys, and I gotta thank the team people that make it possible. All the admins. Really want to acknowledge Bandit and everything he does. Carolina Simworks, Sudden Death, Richard Sadute.
Cool.
Go over to his website there. Take a look. If you want some sim gear, he'll help you out with some gear. He'll help you with your tuning. I'm running Carolina Simworks steering wheel settings, and of course we can't forget Beef Jerky Unlimited, Tommy D. You got that great snack while you're doing some racing, and just appreciate being a part of this league. 40 and over, guys, join it up.
Cool. Thank you, Ethan.
Thank you, Ethan. It was a good race tonight, bud. Good race. We'll talk to you soon.
Hey, thanks, Sheldon. Thanks, Sudden Death. Appreciate the interview, man.
Check
Take
you
care,
later,
guys.
brother.
Right on, guys. See ya.
User was moved out of your channel.
Well, that's
All
going to
right.
end us. We're going to end us here for tonight. Sudden, thank you for producing this here show. I got to sit here and watch and talk about a fantastic race. Hopefully everybody out there had a good time listening to me drone on about cars and my growing up and everything we do here, buddy.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. Appreciate you coming up here and helping me out tonight. Made it a lot better.
It was my pleasure, my friend. My pleasure.
All right.
Everybody,
Go ahead.
go ahead, Sutton. You can sign us off, bud.
Well, we're going to get out of here. We'll catch y'all. I'll probably stream Sunday night, so y'all join us in about 8:25. We'll go live about 8:25 on Sunday night. So everybody have a good rest of the weekend, and we'll catch you later.
All right. Thank you.